Hey, it's Dr. Tartt. If you haven't seen it by now, Bishop T.D. Jakes had a clip from a sermon, or people are circulating clips from a sermon from Bishop T.D. Jakes that has a lot of people up in arms. I want you to watch this clip and tell me what you think, and let's have some good, healthy dialogue about what's going on. Here it is, the clip.
This breaks all sociological orders of the culture we're living in now, because we are raising up women to be men. And you are not applauded for your femininity. You are applauded in the contemporary society by how tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, possessive you are, and you are climbing the corporate ladder, but we are losing our families. I know you can buy your own car. I know you can buy your own house, but until you create a need that I can pour into, I have no place in your life. So stop coming home bragging to me about how much you don't need me and wonder why I shy away. Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk back to me this morning.
I mean, we have to keep it real, y'all. When you watch it. Now, first of all, let me say I have the utmost respect for Bishop T.D. Jakes. I do. I mean, we need to put respect on religious leaders. Without our pastors, this world would be in a mess, especially in the Black community. And Bishop T.D. Jakes has the receipts. Now, also realize that this was a 1.6 or 8 second clip from an hour-plus sermon, which I actually saw the entire sermon. And I really didn't, because I saw the whole sermon, I really didn't take offense to this particular clip. But when I saw the clip recently, I was like, what? What's going on? And that just shows you the power of social media. So I want you to, first of all, recognize that there is an attack against the Black community. If we can turn the Black man and the Black woman against one another as singles and as married couples, then we can destroy the Black family. So we have to realize that is going on, and there is a concerted effort to get us arguing at one another so that we cannot be unified. Because if we're unified as a people, and if we can get marriages to stick together, we can get families to stick together, we can get communities to stick together, then our churches will thrive, our wealth thrives, our families thrive, our emotion, a lot of stuff prospers within the health of the Black family. All right. Now, with that said, as men of color, Black men, all right, we cannot allow attacks against the Black woman. I'm not saying that T.D. Jakes attacked the Black woman. What I'm talking about is that's what it stirred up. Is here again, men criticizing women. Now, if you watch the whole sermon, you're not going to have an issue, because he has as much to say about men leveling up and being godly and being worthy of being head of household. You have to be the leader. You can't say you're the leader and be the least likely candidate to lead. You can't be untalented and lead the family. So you'll see his balance if you go back and watch the whole sermon. But let's talk about it. Let's keep it real, right? Because I'm just gonna keep it real. This is maybe an unpopular opinion, but it's the truth. Black women should be celebrated, not criticized. If it weren't for Black women, we'd be in a worse place as a people. Listen, high school graduation, girls, boys drop out. College graduation, how many of you went? It was 7-1, 10-1, 12-1, female to male. Why? We didn't go to college. We dropped out. A lot of things going on. All right. Post grad, right? So post college, whether you're in grad school, law school, again, except in certain things, maybe like business and law, which still has probably an even ratio. Medical school, and for the most part, it's mostly women. We start talking about corporate America. People know about Black girl magic, right? If it's anyone that knows about the beauty of Black women when it comes to dollars and cents and running companies and being able to increase profit margins and running teams, Black women are killing it in corporate America, knows it, right? And so we talk about single parent homes. How many dads do you see holding it down because the mama ran away, right? That is men who have not been there, right? In home, it's the wife that's holding a lot of things down. She's the MVP, right, of the marriage. How many men suggest marriage counseling to their wives? We have a marriage retreat called the Weekend for Love. It's mostly the wives saying, baby, let's do this. And men who are smart saying, yeah, let's go pour into our marriage and learn how to work together as a couple. So listen, we cannot, and you should be offended as a Black woman when you're not getting your due for all that you are doing for us, and in that situation, I have not seen too many women saying, I don't need anything from you, right? I don't need you. When a man has come through and been protector, has been kind, has been consistent, right? I don't see too many women be like, nah, I don't want you to take care of your kids. Nah, I don't want you to put forth half, if not more, lead the marriage. Matter of fact, the studies show that even high income earning women of all races prefer the option to work, right? Work if I have to. My husband makes enough, and I can work if I want to. That's what most women prefer. Don't get me. Look at the research on that, right? So what's going on with the brothers, right? We need help. We need help. All right. If you're looking for a warning sign as to when men need help, because I want this to be educational, look at our competency level. All right. The base of a man's ego is how competent he is. See, women, is relational. So if a man doesn't feel competent at something, he's not going to show up well to relationships. If he doesn't feel good about business, he doesn't feel good about his appearance, he doesn't feel good about his ability to make money. Self-competence is an issue. So those you raising teen boys, young men, make sure that they're competent at something, that they are great at something. Okay. And then number two, we need to learn how to express emotions, right? So we get in a relationship and we don't know how to express how we feel. Maybe there are competency issues and we feel like I'm not measuring up. Or in this scenario, that Bishop Jakes, hey, listen, my wife is self-sufficient and has communicated to me that she does not need me. And it is making me feel like, what is my purpose? And is emasculating me. And she's using her success to make me feel bad versus us having a conversation about leveling up, or a conversation about switching leadership roles and what that looks like, or how we can work together. Ecclesiastes 4:9, two are better than one, for they get better return for their labor. We have to be able to express that versus keep it in and act out. And then number three, work ethic. We have to have the self-discipline to remain in high school, to go to college and not get caught up with sex, drugs, alcohol, fast money, so on and so forth. And I know that there are factors against it. There's no one more targeted than the Black man. So it's not like Black men are going out here and doing these stuff on purpose. All right. We are targeted, but at the same time, our sisters are dealing with some of the same challenges, and they get pregnant and they have a book in one hand and breastfeeding the baby in the other, and they make it happen. Right. 3 kids and put themselves back through nursing school, through medical school, through business school, start a business while running a company for Coca-Cola, right? They make it happen. So we have to have a work ethic, and we have to, instead of criticizing our sisters for getting it, say, how did you do that? You know, run that real estate game back by me. What's that MBA? Now you went to school. Maybe it's my turn to go back to school. Let's get it. Let's work ethic. Let's make it happen. And then modeling. We need the media. We need more men to be visible who are good husbands, right? Because there are a lot of God-fearing men, but they're not enough. Because when we look in society, you don't see enough examples of God-fearing men who believe in mutual submission, who like, look, baby, go ahead and do yours, or I'll hold it down for you. I'll celebrate you. You're my queen. I appreciate all that you've done and all that you do for our family. So we have to model men who celebrate their queens versus seeing them as competition. That's kind of a weakness. It is, man. Why are you threatened by your rib? She completes you. How you gonna protect someone you're threatened by? Okay, your wife made 6 figures, you better be clapping, right? And then also figure out, how can I make 6 figures plus? All right, how can I be comfortable making high 5 figures? Right? We add that together, whatever. All right, and then also we have to have a higher standard of expectations, right? What do we expect for ourselves? Do we have a 5-year plan to lead our wives? Or do we have a 5-year plan to level up? Do we have a 5-year plan as a couple for how we can build generational wealth? How do we pay off debt and be able to have investments? Do we sign up for traffic sales and profit with Lamar and Ronnie Tyler? Do we listen to Jamal Miller and figure out how to be $8 million? I mean, make 8 figures a year. I mean, do we join a black incubator? Do we call Ari and Simone from the Fearless Foundation? There's so many places to learn. What do we do? Do we go to a marriage retreat, a weekend for love, to figure out how do we level up as a couple of affluence that keeps God first? How do we keep God's first? How do we keep God first? Still have time for our children and flourish in our marriage and individually and have good health. Y'all check out weekendforlove.com. But anyway, so the real question is, how can black men level up? What do we need to do as black men? Instead of blaming the black woman, what do we need to do and what do we need to establish as leaders in the black community to build our sons, young men, and even older men up to the next level so that they can take the rightful position of leadership, so there's no need to be threatened, because we're getting it too. And then how can black women level up? Now, black women are getting it, but not everyone is prospering. What do we need to do to continue to incubate our sisters continuing to do well? How do we elevate them? And then couples, if you're a husband, how do you level up your wife, right? How do you support her dreams without being insecure? How do you support the fact that she's founding companies? How do you support the fact that she's making a milli? How do you support the fact that she's taking a year off to spend time with the kids, and that causes some issues in this recession? How do we have that conversation and make it work? And the same thing, wives, how do you build up your king regardless of where his income is? No man wants you to come in and criticize him, even if he does need to level up. How do you build up a man? How do you become a diamond maker versus tear him down to allow him to establish himself as a leader or a co-leader in your marriage? However you want to set it up. How do you build up your man? How do you encourage him, and how do you influence him at the same time without emasculating him? Those are the conversations that we need to be having. That's the advice that we need couples to give. And I'll give you a little bit and then we'll be out of here. All right. So listen, you never speak down to a man. All right. You never speak down to anyone, but especially a man. You always speak up to him and you express what you want in terms of a wish. Baby, I would wish that you would sit down and look at what we can do to build wealth. All right. So I don't want to just be rich, or I don't want to be in debt. Can we sit down together, pray about it, and figure out real estate, stocks, business, cryptocurrency, conservative saving, investing in companies, drop shipping, owning an Amazon, supply chain, whatever it is, baby. Can we sit down and, drive for Uber, do whatever. I can't remember the name of the company where you lend your car out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Do we want to do that, baby? Let's sit down and have a strategy for how you can generate more revenue, because I want you to make more money than me too, to be honest, because I don't want to have to work. Right? If you make $1 million, that's great. You're right. Because then I can make 10,000 doing what I love, or I can run some nonprofits. Or if I want to run a business, I don't have the pressure of whether it's working. Right. And then same thing, as men, we have to say, listen, how can I honor your dreams? If you want to be a rock star husband, according to the research and practicality, honor your wife's dreams. Baby, what is it that you want to do? How do you want to do things? And let's figure out something that works for both of us. Happy house, happy spouse, happy house. All right. How can I support you as your husband, as your boyfriend, as your fiance, versus being threatened by what you want to do? You need me to tear tickets. You need me to be security. You need to go over your speech. You need me to be your accountant. Do you need me just to clap and cover you in prayer? Do you want to partner on this 50-50? Do you want me to look it over? Do you want me to be your attorney? What do you want me to do, baby, to honor your dream? You want me to hold the kids down while you're out there doing it, and then it's my season? What do you need me to do? You know what I'm saying? What you need me to do, Mayor Andre Dickens, while you running for office? What you need me to do, right? That's how we come together as Black people, period. We come together as couples, regardless of your race, especially if we're talking about Christian couples, because then we can come together, because two is better than one, because they get better return for their labor. That's in the word, right? And if we follow that and we don't use clips like this to turn one against the other, y'all know that was 1 minute clip out of, how TD Jakes is, Bishop TD Jakes, puts respect on his name. He's going to preach for 2 hours, right? So go back and look at the context, and then let's figure out how we can build the community up, y'all. So I love y'all. Black women, you doing it. We love you. We support you. We celebrate you. We promise as Black men to level up and do what we need to be able to lead our houses, lead our communities, and allow you to be able to relax because we're doing our part too. We love you. Take care. God bless.